everyone. June 30th is World Social Media Day. So let's talk about social media. I'm Wolpert Internal Communications Specialist Elsie Mort, and I'm joined today by three Wolpert thought leaders who each use LinkedIn for very different reasons. And they've been kind enough to offer their perspectives and insights on what the future of social media may hold. Qasim, Marcia, Richard, thank you so much for joining us today. Can you tell us a little bit about who you are and how you primarily use LinkedIn?
My name is Qasim Abdullah. I'm Vice President and Chief Scientist with Wolpert. I'm involved mainly with research and development and adopting a new technology and benchmarking it and bringing it online. But really, I'm finding it as a cool way to figure out what is going on in our industry and technology. I mean, it's just like a flashlight. You go through the latest and the greatest, what is going on, and I enjoy that kind of communication because it keeps me up to date to what everybody doing, what technology is coming online, and looking at people what they doing, they're promoted, they hired, moved, and so on. That's why how I'm involved with the LinkedIn, Elsie.
Wonderful. Thank you, Qasim. Marcia.
Hi, I'm Marcia Edwards, and I am a talent acquisition specialist at Wolpert. I focus mainly on recruiting for a geospatial sector. I dabble a little in corporate recruiting here at Wolpert as well. And my main ways of using it actually are very similar, right? I use it to learn about the industry. There are so many things that are exciting and new every single day in the geospatial industry. So I use it to read articles and learn about what is happening. I use it so that I can share a little bit of Wolpert culture outside of our virtual offices. I use it to share my virtual office. What's it like being a talent acquisition specialist working from home? What's in my backyard? And of course, for recruiting and networking.
Hi, I'm Richard Washington, Senior Associate and Project Manager in the water market here in Atlanta. I use LinkedIn primarily to stay connected with the folks locally and in the region, particularly with the universities that we partner with or that we're looking to partner with in the future. But I find it to be a very valuable tool because I am pretty introverted. So it's a really cool way just to stay connected with folks via a quick chat or a like or a comment or something just to stay connected. And more importantly, I'm at a place in my career where I'm starting to identify what folks who are going to be leaders in the future. So if I connect with them now, it'll be a little easier later in life to go and ask for a project, right? So just doing things that way and staying connected, that's the way I use it the most.
I relate to you hard on the introversion thing, Richard. People assume I'm an extrovert because I'm always talking, but I also use it for those purposes to stay engaged. Well, you all have very different things that you use LinkedIn for, but at the same time, a lot of crossovers. And you already spoke a little bit about some of the benefits you get from using social media, but I wanted to ask that question. What particular perks do you see and what fulfillment do you get from using social media?
My biggest benefit is referrals. When I'm posting, and it's not typically that I'm posting a position. It could be that I'm posting a picture of, you're going to hear about my garden a lot, a picture of my garden where someone likes, and then all of a sudden I'm getting a message saying, oh, I saw my friend liked your picture or commented on this that you shared. And from there, those relationships start to develop because I'm connected in the industry, because I do have a little bit of credibility as, just Wolpert behind my name or, along with my name. So a lot of times it's referrals, and I go to open a position, and instead of me doing a ton of work trying to find someone, I sometimes have a little line waiting.
And if I may add, Elsie, to what Marcia just said, absolutely. I mean, the connection is a big thing, definitely. I mean, this is a one-stop shopping where you don't, like everybody busy now, we're rushing from one thing to another. So it's nice to have medium like LinkedIn, where you really find, like I mentioned earlier, the latest and the greatest what's going on in the technology by manufacturer, by user, whether government clients we have, USGS, NOAA, they all there, they all announce. So it's good for us to get that feedback, what they are into and what they need. And 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 on top of that, I get a lot of connection because I publish a lot through LinkedIn and others. So I get questions, I get curiosity about our business and whether we are interested in opportunities. So it is a win-win for both, for the audience of the LinkedIn and for our business, Woopert. I get a lot of information, a request for services. Do you do that? Can you do that? Can we help? And I love helping people. So technically, so people ask question about the accuracy standard, about geospatial technology. And I like that interaction to give them feedback, whatever I can share from the knowledge I have.
So yeah, for me, social media is like my generation's news outlet. That's the first place we go when we wake up in the mornings, unfortunately. But that's just kind of, that's where we are as a society. So as Qasim mentioned earlier, I always like to go first thing in the morning after I check my emails and see if someone posted that they received a new job or a new promotion so that I can send them congratulations. I also look at it again, as I was talking about earlier with the universities. A lot of times universities will post an article about some of their brightest students, right? And you can see the link of that person's name highlighted, and then you can connect with that person and say, hey, I saw that you're going to go work for, company XYZ in the civil engineering firm or in the civil engineering world. If you need a mentor, I'm here. Or, hey, let's go grab lunch while I'm in town next week and to get to know about you and et cetera. So, there's so many different ways you can leverage it. You just got to do it.
The next question is about the future. So, Richard, you already led into this a little bit with how social media has become not simply social interactions, but a source of news and what's going on in the industry and connections. What do you think the future of social media holds for companies, for institutions of learning, and for individuals such as yourselves?
I think the future is endless, honestly, especially now that, in a post-COVID world, I think we're going to have a lot more work from home scenarios throughout the industry. And, social media is just a way to connect with everything. Again, as you're having younger folks starting to look at where they want to work, they're going to follow that page. They're going to look to see what you've been posting about, to see if there's things that that they're interested in that you're actually sharing. They're going to look at your makeup as a firm, and you get to show that via the folks that are on LinkedIn. So social media, it's ever growing, it's ever evolving. Even yourself, Elsie, with the things that you post. The inspirational posts that you do, people are going to see that. They're going to relate it to you, but they're going to say, wow, she works at Woolpert and she has the freedom to express herself in this manner. That's a great place to work. I don't want to work there. So, again, we've got to continue to do that. And as we've been saying here, you can't be afraid to use the media for what it is. You just go out and do it. You don't have to do anything perfect. Just introduce yourself to the world. People will respond to you, make connections, and just watch it blossom from there.
And I totally agree with Richard observation. I think with the printed media is going away or gone away anyway. We all definitely like we moving into that, and I see even the government moving into that. I mean, I see future jobs and opportunity and bidding. People staying from the the national record announcement is all gonna come through this social media like LinkedIn, for example. And I think LinkedIn itself will mature much more, where you have a lot of filter you can put on what you want to be involved, similar to Facebook and things like that. So I think everything gonna move to these social media, whether technical, whether social. So the future is big, absolutely, yeah.
So I think that in the future for social media, I think again, right there, it's endless. The possibilities of kind of it being our water cooler, right? Like that's where you have the ability to socialize thoughts about your work. That's where you can kind of comment. And for me, throughout the pandemic, staying at home, commenting and interacting with others, it felt more like being in the office and walking through the halls and talking to people. I think that that's great that it's all out there because we've also then kind of created a legacy. If you go through and you want to look at the history of someone's posts or you want to look at what I've posted in the past, you can kind of see that proof of our culture. You can see the proof that Wilbur is a great place to work. You can see the interactions between coworkers and the support of others' posts on LinkedIn. So I think that the future is really just, us building more trust and more credibility to Wilbur being a really awesome place to work.
Wow, such inspirational responses. I feel like I have a rosy lens of the future now. Um, well, let's say someone's just getting started, right? The three of you already kind of have your perspectives and your niche on social media established. You know what you come there for, you know what works for you. What if someone perhaps isn't, they don't see themselves as a social media expert, but they want to be more involved on a platform like LinkedIn? What is your recommendation for them?
I can start here. I mean, my advice and my invitation to those people, we all started that way. We all were shy at the time, and we don't feel secure about our knowledge. But my advice is really you just go whatever, feel comfortable with yourself and post, and people will pay attention. And nothing is like is not worth checking or looking for people to look at. So don't be hesitant and don't be reluctant to post anything you feel you have in your mind to share it with other, and people will give you feedback. Your experience will be polished with time. Maybe your first few ideas or posts maybe not that strong, but with time, with the conversation and the interaction, you're gonna improve yourself a lot. But you will enjoy it, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say, at the end of the day, just do it, right? Earlier in my career, I had someone tell me that, the worst thing that someone can tell you is no. And basically what that was responding to was my question of, could I reach out to this person? Could I get connected to this person? And the worst thing that they could say is no, or just not accept your invitation. The best thing that can happen is that you form a relationship and you've got a new mentor or a new friend or whatever the case may be. So you just got to do it. If you're not a person that likes to post a whole lot, then you can still be interactive by liking and commenting on other people's posts that you find interesting. And then, again, you kind of grow from there. Eventually, you'll get the courage to make your own post, and people will give you feedback and comment back on your post, and you go from there. We're not saying you got to do something every day. That's not the ask. The ask is just to get involved, just to take the leap of faith and do it. Again, if there's someone out there that you'd like mentorship from, connect with them. Leave them a note that says, "Hey, I'm inspired by your story and would love to just get to know you." And I can guarantee you that person will accept that invitation. And next thing you know, phone numbers are exchanged and you've got, somebody to talk to. So, just take it slow, do it at your own pace, but just get started.
Absolutely agree. Be a social media scientist. Try something, see how it works, record it, write it down. If you notice a trend that's working for you, go for it. Find other people that are posting similar content and know that LinkedIn has really powerful data and analytics behind your posts. Once you have a posting out there and you're getting engagement, you can click a button and LinkedIn will tell you who your audience is, who's viewing it. And the more interaction you get, the the more it's putting that post in front of someone. So don't be afraid to call up your coworkers and say, "Hey, Richard, I have a new post. I have 0 likes on it. Help me out. Can you comment?" I've done that many, many times to kind of get something out there and get it in front of people. It works really well. So, one of my recommendations would be to those that are hesitant to post or even looking for content or not knowing what to say or maybe even have a little bit of fear is, within Woolpert, we've got a strong set of core values that we make all of our decisions by. So if you're putting something together and you're feeling hesitant or you need something to check it against, I would recommend looking at the core values and making sure that that message that you're putting out there lines up with those core values. And if you're starting off and you're looking for something to post about, try starting there. Look at our core values and think about your idea of them and start sharing. And if you do, send me a note and I'll be sure to engage on your post.
All right. Thank you, everyone, so much for lending your perspectives. And tell us, can people connect with you on LinkedIn?
Yes.
Absolutely,
Yes,
absolutely.
please.
Please reach out if you need any help, definitely. I mean, or any connection. I would love to converse with you and continue the communication.
Yeah, likewise. We're starting to grow a whole lot as a firm. So if you got any questions about who we are and what we do, feel free to reach out. We're here.
Absolutely. I agree. Let's get connected. Let's engage on one another's posts and let's get to know one another.
All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. Stay social.